Hello, everyone. This is Julie. I'm a certified aging in place specialist. I was awarded a grant, which is kind of threw me in to really start thinking and talking about aging in place. And what does that even mean? So aging in place is really being able to stay in your home for life. So people define home in many different ways. It may be assisted living or independent senior home, but it may be the home you've lived in for 50 years. So how can we keep you in that home for life? Well, today I want to talk about falls because I believe, and the literature backs it up, it is really one of the main reasons people cannot stay in their home is because they've had a terrible fall, they've had a fracture of their hip, etc. And the reality is they can't stay at home. They don't have anybody to provide 24-hour care, and they can just no longer manage it. This is really heartbreaking for people. Imagine like being in a place for 50 years and then you fall, break your hip, and all of a sudden you have to say bye to that place. We're all kind of attached to our things, and so it makes it difficult. So I like to do education and advocacy, which made me write this grant, and I'm so grateful to be able to have the opportunity to do it. But let's talk about what increases your fall risk. Now, I know y'all want me to say because you're old, but I'm not, because old does not mean you're going to fall. It's not particularly a fall risk. It is not a normal part of aging, although we see a lot of falls in older people. But why is that? So let's look at that today. And we'll continue to talk about falls and things that prevent people from staying in their home. So one is balance problems. So balance problems aren't necessarily a normal part of aging. But if there is an issue that really needs to be addressed, because having issues with your balance can be a high risk for falls. Cognitive impairment, so being distracted, those can create issues with falls, and people with cognitive impairments can have issues with depth perception. So that can increase falls in that population. Low blood pressure when standing up or sitting up too fast. We see that a lot, and that can increase a person's fall risk. And then vision problems, which is probably known to many people. If you can't see and you're having blurriness or other vision issues or blindness, it can be a high risk for falls. Some of these are easier to treat than others, but let's talk about things that you really can do now to put in place to help minimize your fall risk. Some of these are lifestyle habits. Some of these are things in your home. Some of these are just focus on making healthy choices. So my biggest one is home hazards, because these are really easy to remove. And that means floor clutter, poor lighting, slippery rugs. I believe that the rug industry is making billions of dollars off of us, and then the healthcare industry is making billions of dollars off of us, all from a throw rug. So home hazards like clutter. So if your house is very cluttered, or you have lots of stuff potentially on the floor or too much furniture, those make it that's a situation where you're a high risk of fall because you can trip. Poor lighting. One of the ways to resolve this is to have LED lighting. This is a cost-effective way to help reduce falls. And those slippery rugs, could y'all just get rid of them? Probably not. But I know many people that know me, I am just hollering about the rugs. They are a big problem. And so it is better to remove those. Another one is medications. So if you're not talking to your doctor every year or twice a year, if you're older, about if there are complications with your medications or medications you're taking that could increase falls, or medications counter interacting with one another. This is an easy fix. Just have those medications reviewed. Vitamin D deficiency can also increase falls. Prior falls make you a higher risk for more falls, so we kind of want to prevent those as much as we can. And then really having a low level of physical activity, because that impacts your balance and your gait. And we could go on and on about this, but I just wanted to give you a quick glimpse of some of the fall risks that are out there and some of the things you can really look at to reduce that risk in your home, because we do want you to be able to age in place and stay in your home for life. Thank you so much. This is Julie with This Is Aging.